Welcome to Bahamas Athletics today. Today we sit with Chris Brown, Olympian Chris Brown. And so, Chris Brown, welcome to Bahamas Athletics today.
Thank you.
All right. I'd like to say a very special thank you to Joy FM Studios. We're sitting in the studios of Joy FM for this recording today. Well, we're going to try and dive into Chris Brown from day one to where he is today. So let's get started from the beginning. When you come home, I guess this is just a curiosity question on my part. Once you come home, what does Chris Brown do for? What's your to-do list when you get home? Crack conch salad.
Well, the first thing I do, when I get home is hit the beach. I like to just get in the water and just relax a little bit and enjoy the beach first, and then I get out and socialize and eat some Bahamian food and just relax.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's try and go back a couple years now, a good couple years, because you're in your 30s now. You're born in Eleuthera.
Yes.
Talk about where you're born in the settlement.
I was born in the settlement and called Wimspite, Eleuthera. Everyone in the settlement knows one another, so it's a lot of family, friends. Simple little, island settlement, island life where, you get the chickens in the yard and everybody hail. You got to hail everyone hailing you, and you're just free.
Now, did you do when you talk about chicken in the yard, did you all do your own farming? So in those times, eat some cassava, sweet potatoes, you kind of just went in the backyard, dug it up, and had some yard food?
Yeah, the island life, you throw a seed in the ground, and tomorrow, a week later, 2 weeks later, exaggerating a little bit, but you know the drill. It'll grow. You go in the back of your yard and pick some stuff off the tree, and basically,
Okay. You're now, out of your siblings, you're how many siblings is there in all?
7 of us. So I'm number 6 out of 7.
So you're a big family.
Yes.
All right. Talk about mom and dad a little bit.
I got regular parents. They're not extraordinary, or they were sprinters, but they're just like any other parent out there. Yeah.
What was a typical day for Chris Brown as a boy growing up? Because now that you're into track and field, I'm just wondering if there was any track and field activities in the island at that time.
We had little island sports and little just recreational, just nothing big or major. At the time when I started off, I was just doing it for fun. Like I said, I would always challenge myself. I would look at the clock. If they would always send me to the store. So anytime I look at the clock, at that time I was too young to tell what time it was. So I would always challenge the long hand versus the short hand. And once I realized which hand was actually moving, then I said, you know what? Let me challenge myself. So I would always look at the clock and see where it started, where it finished. Once I get back to the house, and after that, I would always try to beat the time that I went out before and came back, and whether I do it on my bike or I did it running. So that was my biggest challenge at first, but I love a challenge, so that's how it started off with me running.
Okay. Now, when was your first track event?
My first track event, you mean literally stepping on the track?
Yeah.
My first track event was in Eleuthera at the Preston Norbury High School where I went to school at first. I can't remember exactly what date because I was small and I just doing it because I saw everybody else doing it, and I just followed suit, and all my family members did it. Brothers and sisters sprinted, aunties sprinted. So it was just in the bloodline. So I just inherited it and nurtured it, and this is what it became today.
All right. Now, you a couple years back, you took yourself a wife.
Yes.
How big is the family now?
Two.
Two?
Yeah, I got 2 little girls, beautiful little girls,
right.
Emerald and Zora.
And how old?
Zora's going to be 1 on the 27th of this month, and Emerald's going to be 3 on January 25th.
All right.
So we have celebrations straight up until January. My birthday was actually in October. The next Zora will be in November. Emerald, Fader, the wife, will be in December, and the oldest one, she in January. So we go October, November, December, January.
So a house with 3 women.
Yeah.
You're saving your money, right?
You can imagine what that's like. Everybody wants your attention. Everybody's screaming for your attention. So, but it's great. I enjoy it. 10 years, 15 years ago, if you had asked me if I was even going to get married, I'd look in your face and say, you got to be joking.
but that brings me to an interesting question, because when you look at the traveling you have to do there, especially when you're doing the European circuit or the Grand Prix, then how do you now juggle practice, meets, family, being a dad?
Well, early in the morning, if I don't take the girls to school, they go to school now, daycare. So if I don't take them to school, then my wife would, and so they'd be going from early in the morning till late in the evening. So once I'm on my way going, if I taking them to school, I'll drop them off and I'll go and train. Then after I'm done training, I got about 4 or 5 hours before they get home, so I'll be relaxing and recovering. And actually, when they get home, I'll be looking forward to them. I'll be waiting for them to come home so I could play with them and help out and spend some time and read to them and just have fun with them because they're fun.
So you sound like you're enjoying being a father.
Love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You never thought it'd be this exciting, huh?
No. I know. Hat goes off for all the fathers out there, all the mothers out there who could produce a baby out there. It's a gift that, the Lord bless you with, and a lot of people take it for granted, and people tend to mistreat kids, but, you got to have a total different type of respect and love for it. So everybody can handle it, but I love it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about your collegiate year and then also starting to do more of the IWF championships and representing the Bahamas at the national level, all right?
Okay.
Bahamas Athletics Today is brought to you by the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Ori J. Sands and Company Limited, Insurance Brokers and Agents, Scotiabank, Jazztel, Guy Bahamas, Geneva Brass Seafoods, and Consumer's Choice Auto Parts and Accessories.
Again, we're here with Chris Brown, Olympian Chris Brown, and we're going to talk now about competing at a collegiate level and also representing the country at the same time. Talk about because you didn't always run the 4. Talk about some of your events.
I actually, I saw everybody wanted to be a sprinter, 1-2 sprinter, and I started out as a sprinter. But once I saw that everybody in the world wanted to be a 100-meter, 200-meter sprinter, I wanted to be different. So I said, well, I'll take on something which is a little bit more challenging. So I then moved to the 8 and the 15, which I felt as though nobody was really doing them. So I brought a little bit of life to that event, and then I realized that those 2 events were so close behind one another. So, at the time, the name wasn't big enough to make no adjustment to the schedule. So then I stopped doing the 1,500 meters and started concentrating on the 8 and the 4. So I figured, well, I still get a combination of close to the 1,500 meters. But then once I saw the 8 and the 15, I had to run a 2 totally different group of guys. And a lot of times when I ran the 400, those guys in the 8 would be waiting for me. And then when I run the 8, the guys in the 400 would be waiting for me. And I brought so much of rivalry and competitiveness in the both events that I would go in the 8 and talk trash, and then I'd go in the 4 and talk trash. So now I had to live up now to being able to hold both of those events. It was tough juggling them. So then, after time and I realized that, hold on, wait a second, I'm beating myself up now. So as I got older, I realized I'm going to have to do 1 or 2. And I just started focusing on the 400 meters because it was 1 lap, and I could talk trash in that event and know that I could run the track 1 time before everybody else. So that's where the focus then lied.
Now, what's your favorite? I mean, some of you maybe some of the guys I find may be good at a particular event, but the one they may like might not be what they actually run and what they're good at.
Yeah, but my favorite is actually the 200 meters, even though you don't see me do it. My favorite event is the 2, but I choose not to do the 2 because I know I have a love for the deuce, and if I start to run the 200, I'm afraid that I'm going to brush the 400 aside like I did the 8 and the 15. So I would watch the 200, I would want to get in the 200 meters, but I don't want to start doing the 2 because then I know something will tell me leave the 4 and just focus on the deuce. So I tend to just play like I don't see the 200 meters, but yeah, my love is the deuce.
Now talk about university now. Where did you attend university? What was your major?
Physical ed was my major. I attended Norfolk State University. I started off in Southern University in New Orleans, and then I went on to Norfolk State and ran college track for Norfolk State and did a little bit of damage inside the event and rubbed up the conference a little bit. And then, they were happy for me to leave and get at the conference because I was I was a mess for them, so I was a thorn in their side. But, I just give thanks to the Lord for allowing me this talent to really go and present it to the world.
Now, while you were in university, were you also competing on national teams also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was competing on national teams at the same time.
All right. When was your first national championship, IWF championship?
IWF championship was 1999, Seville, Spain. when the Golden Girls won the gold medal.
Okay.
That was my first time actually getting to travel with the team on the IWF scene.
Now, how was that transitioning from being an island boy to running in the nationals here now? So now you are at the World Championship, and because back, I'm sure the stadium was filled, probably a couple thousand seater stadium. Yeah. Talk about the experience like that.
You know, that was a great experience for me because I never really knew that people love sports that much. I never knew that people really embrace it like that. You know, so for me to come from Eleuthera and being in a stadium where by 1,500 people, maybe still 800 people, maybe talking about or hearing about it, and then coming to New Providence and seeing a little more, and then you actually getting the opportunity to travel and see the world, and then being in a stadium like that, I mean, I was like, wow. I like this type of entertainment, you know. So, you know, I like to entertain, you know, and I'm a performer. So anytime I step on the stage, I look for the crowd and get that adrenaline flowing, and I say, well, I got 44, 43, or 45 seconds to cut my little movie and get on. So I tend to go out there and do the best job I could do, and once I'm done with that, I feel as though did I do a good job? I'll evaluate myself. Should I done this right? What I should have do next time, and just move from there.
All right. From your first championship, you've gone on to represent the Bahamas at 3 times at the Olympics.
4.
4 times at the Olympics.
Yes.
And just this couple months ago, a month ago, you came back with the gold medal in the men's 4x4 relay. But before we get to that, because I mean, because you shocked the world with coming out on the on the first leg, all right. But talk about what it is to go up against someone like a Ben Johnson.
Well, actually, it was Michael.
Michael Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. You know, to me at that time, Michael Johnson was just a regular guy. You know, I knew of him after running against him at the World Championships in '99, and because I really wasn't. It's not like I was so loving and not wanting to be in track and field. That's something that I was good at. And once I saw who was the best, you know, I was like, I could take the best. You know, that's the type of fire that I possess in me. And I just felt as though, you know, this would be a perfect opportunity for me to go out there and really show the world what I have to offer, you know, in the sport. And also to just encourage younger athletes to say, well, hey, just because someone is big or somebody has been in the game or someone has such experience or whatever the case may be, don't limit yourself because you just never know what could happen. You know, of course, I was crucified for it after, but it didn't break me. You know, it made me stronger, and then it gained of respect. You know, at home it was a fight down, but on the world stage it was a respect because they never saw no one actually came out and really challenge him, and so you know, it gave me a different, gave people a eye to watch and view him when they see me again. So it was pretty interesting and good.
All right. Now, talk about your 2012 season, because you really didn't do the whole year, right? You opened up pretty much just before the Olympics or just before the Nationals, right?
Yes. I did a few races. You know, I was back and forward deciding how many races I'm going to run because it was an Olympic year. So for me, you know, I just wanted to fine-tune myself to know that I was ready to go. And once that happened, you know, I was picking and choosing the races I would run in, you know, and normally before I go to a competition, I'd pray on it, whether it's a competition I need to be at or whether it's a competition I don't need to be at. And once the Father gives me the answer for that, then I'd either go or stay. So my races are not just, I'm going to this race. I want to go, even though I get an invitation for all of them, my races are spiritually guided and led. So they're not the average races that everybody else does. So then I know what I'm going to do or what I'm capable of doing in each race.
All right. You came in for the Nationals. Talk about, because you know, I think the race that everybody watched for was the men's 400 meters.
Yeah.
Talk about the Olympic trials, finals of the men 400 meters. Was from point when you come out that morning to when you take to the track and cross the finish line.
Well, it was a great feeling, just the simple fact of seeing the fans really came out there and support. You know, I love my fans. You know, I love them. You know, so I just want to let them know I appreciate them coming out and showing me the love that I show them on the track. But to come out to the national championships, you know, like I said, I've been doing this year in, year out, and it's been a long journey for me. So to win the national championship now, you know, I've won it periods and periods and time over and over again. So now I'm at a stage where the national championships to me is just another phase to get to the big stage. You know, so when I get to the championships, the trials, is just to put on a show for my fans. You know, whether I win, lose, or draw, it's a show that my fans want to be able to see me live at home on the Bahamian soil. So I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose. I'm just here to please my fans. They pay their money, so I want to put on a show for them. You know, and I know that they're pleased just for the fact that I could get around the track and come back and be able to finish. So it's all about my fans.
Yeah. You know, when and the thing is, to see you at home and see you in the world stage, and sometimes, and it goes to show that you're human, because you go up and down. Last year you came in, I think you came even third at the championships last year in Freeport.
Yes.
This year you came in
third.
You came in third again.
Yeah.
But you go to the Olympics and ran the fastest time, period. I mean, I keep saying to myself, you know what? I mean, explain that to me.
Well, it's, you know, like I say, it's spiritually guided. You know, my races at home, I just pray to make it run track. You know, I pray to come home and, you know, bless the fans and show them, you know, just to put on a treat. But when I step on the big stage, where the big lights and the stadium is filled to the capacity, then I know now this is the big showdown. This is what I wait for. You know, this is the moment that I live for. Some people live for the trials, some people don't. When they reach my age, they will see that it's a different level. You know, and I try to encourage them and let them know, hey, the trials is not just it. You know, it's bigger than the trials. So when they get the focus and see that Chris really right, then they probably be thinking different and racing differently. But catch me on the big stage where it counts, and I'll put it down and let you see what's going on.
All right. We're now at the Olympics, Chris. Because this is a real story here. You run. Everybody knows you as the anchor man, but you come out and you run the first leg. And I also understand behind the scenes that there's a kind of like a joke in the call room that when they asked for the first leg and you came up, it was like, no, we meant. So tell us about how the decision was made for you to be the anchor, to run the first leg as opposed to the traditional anchor leg, and also the experience in the call room at the Olympic Games.
Well, the call room. I start from the call room because that's where it all began. The official was lining up everybody inside their rightful position, and when he got to Bahamas, we were all up against the wall. So when he got to Bahamas, he said, Bahamas, first leg, second leg, third leg. So when he said first leg, I went and assumed the position. So he looked at me, and then the USA team and the rest of the country was inside there. They were looking at us like, Chris don't run first leg. So, you know, so the officials started looking too, like basically, you know.
You didn't understand the question.
Yeah, you know, and then he said second leg, and then me just went to second. So they just looking now like, what's going on here? We know these guys in position. So when they said third leg, Micah came there, and they said anchor leg, and Ramon came an anchor. And then Angelo, you know, I looked at him, and he looked at me. And, you know, we big rivals, and we trained together before, so we talk trash at one another all day. So when he saw that, he started beating on his chest, like basically, like,
it got you.
Yeah, telling me, that's his message to tell me, we got this, Chris. Y'all just messed up when y'all put this guy on the anchor leg, because he can't hold me off, you know. So then we went out to the call room, but before we went out, they were all looking like waiting for us to switch and go back to the rightful place. So once that was said and done, you know, we took our rightful position. We walked up to the track. First leg went. Second leg, everybody that's left to go where they need to go, and everybody wondering in the call room now what is going on, what is Bahamas doing. But I had no type of doubt in my mind that my teammates, you know, based upon the times that they ran last year and the experience that they have and what they ran this year, I knew that they were ready. You know, if not, we weren't going to go out and put ourselves on the line like that. So they all cut it all short. I told them, look, I'm going to get you out the front, hold it, or it's up to y'all to determine what y'all want to go home with. I said, I don't run for silver and I don't run for bronze. So, and I said, I ain't come this far to go home empty-handed either. So this is our last chance. Let's go out there. Let's do what we got to do. We said our little prayer before we left, and lights, cameras, and we were action.
Rolling.
Yeah. But, you know, I did my first leg. I did what I needed to do. I I didn't feel like I was losing anything by not running the anchor position. I felt as though whatever position or whatever our possibility was to win this games, I was willing to make the adjustment. You know, it's a team sport, it's a team effort, and me being the captain of the team, the guys looked up to me. I led my team to battle, and we just pulled it off.
All right. Now, let's take us through each leg, because I kid you not, the country literally came at a standstill. You come with the first leg, you held your own. Demetrius Pinder came out, ran his hat out, held his own. Michael Matthew, who jumped into 2 and kind of came back into 4 and did an awesome job. And then to see Ramon Miller come out, he held his, and he was past there, like somewhere around, coming around the back stretch. But to bring it home, eventually then to kick into high gear and bring it home. Talk about the whole strategy there.
Well, I knew that Angelo Taylor was not himself, for the simple fact that in the Olympics is where he had most of his success. He won the Olympics in 2000, he won the Olympics in 2008, you know. So I knew what kind of person we were dealing with. But once I saw that he came 5th or 6th in the open hurdles, I knew there's no way he's going to stand a chance against any one of our legs, because he's not as strong as he would be. He's a top 3 finisher. So once I saw that, I knew, well, okay, let's get the ball rolling. Once I gave it to Demetrius, I did my part, I gave it to Demetrius. I knew what kind of firepower he was going to come with on the second leg. So he went out there, he held his own. Hats off to him, because, you know, that was his first Olympic Games, and he really made it to the finals, and, you know, he did a big accomplishment, because we never had 2 Bahamians in the Olympic finals before. So, you know, hats goes off to him. Michael, he held it. You know, a lot of people don't know that when Michael got past, that the guy who actually ran Michael's leg, that was the fastest split. The guy ran from the U.S., he ran the fastest split of the whole game. So Michael ran a fast split, but this guy's split was even faster. You know, he ran the fastest split of the game. So not taking anything from Michael, but seeing it, it looked like, oh, he just got passed down. Why, you know? But Michael ran one of the, I think he ran the 3rd fastest split of the
Olympics?
No, of the of all 4x4 splits, and he did what he needed to do, which was to just hold his position. It's not like he faded away, and he was still able to maintain a little bit of the ground. So when when Ramon got the baton behind Angelo, you know, he knew all he needed to do was just wait and be patient. You know, I tell him, look, don't go there and overexert yourself. Just go there, run your race, and everything else will take care of itself. You know, but that was the longest 2 minutes and 56 seconds of my life that I felt as though I had to hold my breath for, and I felt as though everything in me just stopped. You know, I held my breath on the sidelines, and when I saw Ramon pull up on the side of Angelo, I was like, okay, it's time. You know, and once I said it, it's almost like he heard me, and he just went on right by, you know, and it was a great feeling to know that my team had actually taken him down and passing him and pulling away from him. So that was a great time for us and a great moment for the country, and I mean, everything else speaks for itself.
Well, with that said, now there's a lot happening right now. We're getting ready to go into the B3A's elections. I'm not going to get you into the politics of the B3A's, but when you look at the accomplishment now, how do you feel about track and field right now in the country? Do you think we're really moving ahead? Are you excited about the crop of athletes that's coming up?
Well, I think that we could produce more. I think we produce 1 or 2 every year, but I think we got the caliber of athletes in this country where we could be producing 5 and 6. And not only that, but I think we also need to be focusing on different events instead of just sprints and high jumps there. You know, we need to encourage our athletes to now step up and pole vault. You know, you got some countries where athletes fail to qualify for the Olympic Games and don't even go. And here it is, we got the pole vault nobody's even interested in. You know, you could qualify for that event and definitely go out and represent the country, even if you came last or second to the last or don't even make the finals. But at least you could say, I got the experience, next year I'll do better. And, you know, we just need to develop them and have a structure in place to where we're not just focusing on just sprints alone for the last decade and plus. You know, we just need an all-around, you know, system to where everybody now knows their position and everyone is willing to play their role and play their part instead of this coach feel as though he could produce the best athlete, this coach feel as though he could produce the best athlete. At the end of the day, when we come together as a collective team, we got to go in there and compete against the world. So forget about me competing against you and you competing against me and my athletes better than yours or faster than yours. You know, at the end of the day, we got to still join up to go Team Bahamas. We're not a club this and club that. You know, we are country. So let's take that country now and show the world what we could produce. So if my athlete need help, I would come to you for advice, you know, and that's how we need to set the structure in place, you know, rather than just trying to take all the credit. You know, these kids got parents who coach them, so at the end of the day, these coaches may be gone, you know.
All right. Now, Chris Brown Classic. That's the final word. Chris Brown Invitational.
Yeah.
What's happening? Give us an update. Give us an exclusive on that.
Well, the update on that right now is going great. You know, I'm seeking major sponsors. I've got 1 or 2 on board already. The date is definitely in effect, April the 13th. I've got quite a few of athletes, about 110 scheduled to come. So those athletes you saw at the Olympic Games who got a medal, silver, bronze, finalists, some just competed. You will definitely see them here on the Bahamian soil. So it's going to be a great show. It's going to be the first track and field event of the season. So they're going to come and actually open up in the Bahamas. So they're excited to come. Okay. And I hope that Bahamians can show them a good time and come out and wave those flags and let's represent Bahamian style.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. I know that Bahamas Athletics on board with you. So if you need me, need us, you guys just come a crew.
All right.
We're here for you, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for having me on the show.
All right, man.
All right.